What's up, you bastards? I wanted to give a quick recap of this last weekend where we as Magnificent Bastards gathered together down at Camp Pendleton and in San Clemente after 20 years. 20 years after the Battle of Ramadi. And just a couple quick takeaways that I wanted to leave you. And for you bastards out there that want to stay up to date, I've got more stuff coming out on this channel. I hired a guy to video record both ceremonies on Friday as well as Saturday, and then did some interviews where we talked to some of the bastards that fought in the Battle of Ramadi. So stay tuned for that because it's up and coming. So what did I take away from that? Well, bringing my family to this whole event was really good for me, and it was good for my wife and my kids. My wife has been with me since we were dating prior to our tour in Ramadi. So my kids had never seen any of this kind of stuff. Yours probably the same. The big takeaway was that bringing your family to an event like that is like taking them to another country and immersing them in a culture that is completely different from every other culture on the planet. It's almost like going to another planet to be around all these Marines that have fought together. We lived together. We slept together. Did so many things together and went through the worst of times and the best of times together. And for our families to see us get back together, I think it helped our families kind of understand us a little bit better. And it was a beautiful thing to see that, I mean, it was hilarious, like how many F words our kids were exposed to. I don't know if you're like that at home, but it was a strange thing. And all the F words, all the hugs, all the tears that came out of these grown men with their tattoos and their beards, and guys just tearing up left and right, talking to each other, exchanging stories, back and forth. It was a beautiful thing for our families to see. One thing I saw is a lot of us are doing really well, and we can all do better in our life as fathers, as husbands, as people out in the workforce, bringing home the bacon. A lot of us are doing really well. Some of us are not doing so well. And for those of us that aren't doing very well, that need to be more productive in life, reach out to your buddies, reach out to your Marines, because we love you and we are here to help you and get on a phone call and inspire some new venture that you need to get into, that you want to get into. Okay, we are here for each other. General Kennedy, he spoke to that, and we're just a phone call away. And many of us will take lots of time out of our day to talk to someone, to talk to another Marine that we served with, and say, hey, what's going on in your life? What can we do to improve it? So please don't be afraid to reach out and touch somebody if you need that direction in your life. And the biggest takeaway that I want to bring to this is the fact that on no other place on the planet do so many rough men love each other so much. 20 years ago, we were fighting for our lives, and we'd come back to the base and hug each other and smoke cigarettes and all that. But those 20 years have not changed us. They have not changed how much we love each other. And I kind of had like this realization through the help of my wife as I left the reunion. I was driving away, and I'm like looking at these Marines as I'm just driving out of the parking lot, and it was sad. I was very, very sad to say goodbye to these guys. And as I drove down the freeway, I was just very quiet. And my wife said, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm just sad. I'm sad that it's over." And she related it to how when I would come home on the weekends, because I live close to Camp Pendleton, you know, within a few hours of when I was in, when I would come home for Libo, I was so happy to be home. But then that Sunday afternoon rolled around and I had to leave to go back to Camp Pendleton and get my hair cut and all that kind of stuff. I was sad. And she's like, you look exactly the same way as you did when you would have to go back to base after being home on a weekend. And it was like, it kind of hit me. It's like, it's because you guys, you bastards are my family. And we look at each other like that. We are absolute freaking family. And that's going to last until the day that we die. So I was just overwhelmed at the amount of love that I have for my brothers that I haven't seen in so long, so many years. And in a lot of ways, nothing's changed. So see you on the next one. Kill them all.